Have you ever plugged a tire? Hi, everybody. I'm Rob, and this is Storm Crew Overland, where we talk about going on adventures, road tripping, camping, and just generally getting out and enjoying life. On this week's episode, we're going to go through, kind of review my tire repair kit, what I carry, uh, some of the options I've been looking at to upgrade my tire repair kit, and then we're actually going to put a screw in a tire, take it out, plug it, show how that all works. It's really simple. My 15-year-old knows how to do it already. She's known how to do it for years. So we're going to go through all that real quick. And yeah, hopefully by the time you're done with this video, you'll have a better understanding of how this works. It's pretty easy. Okay, we're going to start by getting my tire repair kit out. Now, this is something I keep in a pouch with my air compressor, because I generally, if I need to fix a tire, I probably need to air it up too. So get it out real quick. Loose here in the drawer system. Here, why don't you come take a closer look? Okay, so this isn't even the bag that it came in. I'm not even sure where this bag came from. But in the big pocket, got my air compressor. Nothing real crazy there. Pretty standard setup. I keep all my tire repair kit here in this little front pocket. The heart of the whole thing is really these two tools. This is your reamer, and then this is for actually putting the tire plugs in. Sometimes some kits I've seen have these two tools kind of in one. It'll just be the plug holder, and then it'll have the knurling down here to do the reamer on one. Kind of like having them in two pieces. It's a little easier to get it started when if you've got a smaller hole. Then you have the actual tire plugs. Like I said, we'll get one of these out in a second and actually try it. These are kind of nasty and they're cheap, so have extras. But yeah, they're just rubbery, sticky little tire plugs. I also carry extra valve cores. Never really needed one of these. I do have a valve core tool that's in the glove box, but just in case something goes happen with a valve core, if it gets a little piece of sand or dirt in there and it won't seal right, something like that. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. So yeah. Oh yeah, and final thing I keep in here is a extra fuse that goes to the air compressor just in case. All right, let's take a quick break for story time. Okay, real quick story time. I might have mentioned this in one of the videos before, but I'm going to kind of reiterate it real quick. Tire plugs are excellent for nails, screws, just small punctures in your tires. They're not going to fix everything, but even then, even if you have something they're not designed for, they can still come in handy. I was doing Madonna Pass last year in Colorado, and I got about an inch and a half gash. Insert picture here in the sidewall of my tire, which not a big deal. I've got a spare. I've got all the tools to do it, to change tire. Except where I was on the trail was very steep, very narrow trail, not what I would consider a safe place to change a tire. There was, if someone else had been coming, and it'd been a pretty busy day, it was summertime in Colorado. There's a lot of people out. There was not enough room for anyone to pass me. Limited visibility, so they may not even know that I was stuck sitting there. With the incline, the downhill I was on, I didn't really want to be trying to work on the car with that as well. So I was trying to come up with alternatives to get to a safer place to put the spare on. So I knew a tire plug wasn't going to help a whole lot for that kind of situation. But was what I was able to kind of MacGyver up, I put 4 or 5 tire plugs in that gash, and it wouldn't necessarily hold air, but I aired the tire up, and it would hold air for 5 to 10 minutes. And I got to drive a little ways, get a little further down the trail, and I had to get out and air it up again, and I had to repeat this 2 or 3 times until I got to an area that I thought was safe enough to actually get out, put the spare on, and then yeah, put the spare on, no drama. Drove all the way back home to Oklahoma. But even though this is not the correct way to fix it, it gave me options. It gave me another tool to use to solve that problem, even if it was temporarily, until I could fix it the right way. I saw a video just the other day where it was a product and it was blue tread or something like that, and it was some type of sidewall patch kit that I will definitely be looking into and probably adding to this kit. I need to look into it a little bit more, see how it works. But the short blurb I saw about it on a video, it seemed real promising. So that's really interesting. And then the other thing that I'm probably going to pick up, oh, I can't remember the name of them now, and I feel silly for not looking ahead of time. It was basically an emergency replacement valve stem. So if you were out on a trail and the valve stem on your tire got ripped off by a branch or a rock or something like that, it was a valve stem you could replace without dismounting the tire. You could just basically just kind of stuck it in and screwed it on a little bit and gave you a replacement valve stem. And they're not cheap, but they're not expensive either. They're just enough. I haven't actually bought one yet. I need to just go ahead and get a set to put in here before I go on another big trip. Because that's the kind of thing that would happen to me. Just like getting that gash on Madonna Pass, which is, if you don't know about Madonna Pass, it's gorgeous, but it's not a super technical trail. Uh, it was so tame I didn't even air down, which ironically, had I aired down, I probably wouldn't have gotten the gash in my tire. But oh well. Either way, that was an old set of tires I was hoping to burn up before I could replace them with these Nittos anyway. So I really like my tires I have now. Kind of glad that happened, and those tires were about done anyway. But so yeah, that was my story time. Like I said, even if you don't have the correct tool, sometimes having options will help you find a way to solve your problem. So yeah, all right, let's go ahead and work on actually plugging a tire. Okay, so I mentioned I really like my tires. These are 33-inch Nitto Ridge Grapplers. They're 255/80/17s. Really like these tires. So we're going to start by actually running a screw right into. Wait, no, wait, hang on. I said I like these tires. Hang on. Okay, like I said, I already like my tires. These are nice, expensive tires. We're going to bring in a stunt tire for this. So it's just an old junk tire that I got from one of my neighbors. It does hold air, but I wouldn't trust it for much more than that. So we're going to go ahead and start. Just run the screw in there. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take the screw out now real quick. And you can probably hear the air coming out. I'll move the microphone just in case. We do have a good hole here. So give me just a second, and we're going to kind of reposition the camera and things so I can show you what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay, just to get out of the sun for a little bit, we've moved into the garage now. We've got our tools. So in case you can't see, the hole is right here. Hopefully you can see that little bit darker spot. We're going to start by using the reamer. Get in there. Obviously, we've already removed whatever made the hole. We're going to work that reamer in a couple times. Kind of prepare that hole for the patch. All right, so hole is good and ready. So next we'll take the actual plug tool, get one of our tire plugs out. Now some of these kits, they're sticky and ready to go. Some of them have these and you have to put some actual glue on them. I've always just used the ones that are ready to go. So what you do is you feed it into the opening here. And you're going to pull it through about halfway. And then you're going to bend it up like that. And you're going to jam it in the hole. And it's going to be a little hard. That's why you have that T-handle. And so once you get it in most of the way, you don't want to. I'm going to move the camera real quick so y'all can see this. You want to make sure you have some of the tire plug sticking out. You don't want the tire plug completely in the tire. And then when you're ready, you're going to grab that T-handle and just yank it out, and that tire plug should stay in the hole. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Okay. Sorry for the Blair Witch shaky cam there. All right, and now hole is plugged. We've got a little bit of this kind of sticking out. Usually, some of these kits will actually come with a razor blade or something. I'll just take a pocket knife and try to cut it to where it's flush with the hole you just plugged. The tread of these tires and where I decided to put that hole is not really helping me. There's one piece. And the other. And you should be good to go at this point. All right, like I was showing you, once you cut that other piece flush, should be good to go. I've done this on multiple vehicle tires, truck tires, yeah, motorcycle tires. It's as long as you have a tubeless tire, which pretty much everyone's four-wheel drive rig is going to have. This is the quickest, easiest way to fix a hole if it's in a spot you can fix it, and if you have the stuff to do it. The tire plug kit I have, I think, was $10 at Walmart. They're not expensive. I really, really think you should go out there, pick one up. Um, you may not want to actually put a hole in your tire and practice, but if you've got an extra tire laying around you can work on, if you're local to Oklahoma and you want to come try on my stunt tire, feel free. Maybe I'll bring it out to Rigs and Coffee one day and have everybody, give it a try if they've never actually plugged a tire. I would not hesitate if I was states away to drive home on something I've plugged like this. It wouldn't hurt for peace of mind if you could swing by an actual like discount tire or tire store like that and have them look at it. They can usually plug them better. They can do an internal plug that works even better than that. A lot of times discount tire will do it for free, provided it's in the tread, not on the sidewall. It can't be too close to that transition either. But if it's in the area that they feel like they can safely do, they'll do it for free, even if you've already put a plug like that in. And that's, if you're on a long trip, that'll give you a little extra peace of mind. But like I said, I would and have driven multiple states with tires plugged like that, even on motorcycles. They work great. They really are. And it's super simple. If you're trying to do it without explaining it to camera, it's a minute or two job at most of the time. If you've never done it before, it's going to take you a little bit longer just to kind of wait. How do I do this? How does this work? Using the T-handles with the reamer and the plug tool take a little more pressure than you probably think. You're really having to push on it, unless you had a big hole and that reamer is not really doing a whole lot anymore, and the plug may not be big enough. If you've got a big hole, if a big enough hole, this may not work. But hey, try two plugs. If you need to, and that's all you can do, go for it. This video might be a little on the short side, and that's okay. Hopefully you'll learn something from it. If you got any questions, let me know. If you know of any better options for tire repair, like I said, that's that sidewall stuff I saw. I want to look into that. The valve stem replacements, I want to look into that. But this is just old school tire plug technology that still works great. If you're watching this on YouTube, realize we also release the audio as a podcast. You can find it wherever good podcasts are found. Just search Storm Pro Overland. If you're listening to this podcast and you are confused because you couldn't actually see anything what I was doing, like using the stunt tire, just realize we also release the video on YouTube. Look us up at Storm Pro Overland. And finally, you can find us on Instagram at Storm Pro Overland. On any of those platforms, I'd really appreciate it. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, any of that kind of stuff. Let me know what you're thinking. Do you like the videos? Do you think I'm an idiot? Any of that kind of stuff, send it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I always appreciate criticism or video ideas or anything like that. Or just a, hey, how's it going? Hopefully you're having a great time. Hope you're enjoying your summer. It's really all I've got for you this week. Like I said, it might be a little short. Get ready to go on vacation next weekend with the family. So trying to get some videos ready to go. I guess I'll just leave you with this. Sometimes you have to go out and get lost and maybe plug a tire before you can find yourself. Thanks for watching.